What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 35 here on the 52 Horrific Weeks in 1988. I am your host, Moon616, and thank you once again for dropping in, guys. Yeah. Alright, week 35 is upon us. And of course, like all the other weeks, put those remaining films into that randomizer. Hit that random button, and we've got Touch of Death. This is the second Lucio Fulci film to appear in this 1988 series. He potentially has 3 movies. There was actually another film called The Ghosts of Sodom, which I actually didn't put into the the intro before what you're watching right now. I actually completely forgot about that movie. But anyways, this is the second one. I've actually reviewed the other one, that he kind of directed. Him and Bruno Mattei did Zombie 3. But yeah, Touch of Death. Now this is probably, in my opinion, one of the more fascinating later Lucio Fulci films that he did in the latter part of his career. But yeah, getting into the plot of Touch of Death. It centers around your main character, Lester Parson. He is basically a total scumbag. He has a serious fucking gambling problem, and he has issues with bookies. Like he's addicted to gambling, and he's always losing. And see, the problem is that he can't pay his bookies and stuff, so he's always on the run and kind of trying to avoid them and whatnot. So now he's trying to figure out ways that he can get the money to basically kind of save his life before these guys kill him. So what he resorts to is, like we all probably would, he starts basically kind of picking on middle-aged rich women with like face deformities and stuff. So what he starts doing is he basically acts like a gigolo kind of deal, and he wines and dines them, and then he essentially kills them and robs them. And he also likes to kind of, dismember their bodies and even eat them, along with, feeding them to the rest of the bodies to his pigs and stuff like that, and disposing their bodies in various other ways too. So that is basically, the entire premise for the film. So, he basically is, murdering off these women and stealing their money, and that's how he's paying off his bookies and stuff. And so essentially, what is happening here is, he's very paranoid too. Obviously with all the murders going around in the city, he is, watching the news a lot and stuff, and they keep, having these newscasts, and potentially, that he's gonna get, they're gonna find him, right? Because every time he does a murder, they kind of get like a partial identification on him and stuff, so he keeps having to change his look and whatnot. And he's very paranoid and stuff like that. So anyways, that is, the premise of the movie. Now my thoughts on this one. Now first off, I will warn people, this is actually a horror comedy. This shit is fucking hysterical, man. It is absolutely so funny. There is so many hilarious parts in this film. It's just ridiculous. Now, if you've ever seen a movie called Psychos in Love, it kind of has the same type of tone as that movie. This one does. I don't know, for some reason I always just kind of compare it to it. The movies are completely different, but just the tone is there. I love the way this film feels, and, the way it kind of develops and stuff. Some of the scenes with him and the women are absolutely ridiculous and hysterical. I don't really want to give away a whole pile of parts in the film, but there's this one scene, it puts me in stitches every fucking time. It's where he's trying to drug this girl. He's basically spiked her drink, and she's all fucking around, and she's doing all this shit, and she's mixed the drinks up, and now he's like, holy shit, what have you done? What have you done? And so essentially he, kind of takes the drinks back and whatnot, because he doesn't want to chance it or whatnot. So then he decides to give her a different drink. Well, this drink fucking makes her sick, and she runs to the bathroom and pukes. And now he's had enough, and he just calmly grabs this wood stick and just beats the living shit out of her. Fucking just demolishing her head in Lucio Fulci gore fashion. And that leads me into my next point. The gore in this film is like outrageously retarded. I mean, some of it's just so phony and shit, but it's so funny and just it just adds to the charm of this movie. It's really, really funny. There's a really hilarious scene with a with an oven. It's just so ridiculous. It's time lapsed and whatnot. Pretty funny, but essentially, you know, it's kind of like the same thing over and over again. You know, he lures in these women, kills them off, and it's kind of like your structure of your film. But it's really entertaining. It only runs just over 80 minutes, so it's a quick watch, but I really do like this film. Like, the dubbing is fucking horrible in it, too. It's really, really bad. This movie's also known as When Alice Broke the Mirror. Now, that's an interesting title. I think that's the English translation for the original Italian title. Now, it's interesting because one of his victims in the film is named Alice, but I don't know. I don't know why they would actually name the entire film after, you know, that type of deal, but I don't know. I think that she essentially was the most annoying female character in the film. For the people who have seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. And if you want to check this out after, you'll understand what I mean after you watch it. But yeah, Touch of Death. This movie is not to be taken serious. It's a horror comedy, like I said, and it's really, really fucking fun. In my opinion, this is one of the best Lucio Fulci films from the latter part of his career, like I said at the beginning of the review, but it really is, though. It has a totally different type feel. Lucio Fulci, you know, touched on comedies like earlier in his career and kind of stuff like that, but he really blended it well here with this, you know, his very nasty gore scenes and just pretty cool score. You know, even the cinematography at times is actually not that bad. It's very simple, but you know, it's typical Lucio Fulci. Love him. That's why he's my favorite horror director of all time. I love films like this. They're so much fun. So I do really, really recommend this, you know, especially for you people out there that like Lucio Fulci and have never seen this one. It's just one that doesn't really get talked about a lot. And it's kind of a shame because yeah, I think it's just hysterical. There's so many more parts I want to give away, but I'm not going to say anything else. It's just so fucking ridiculous, this movie. So if I had to rate this one, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 because I enjoyed that much. One thing I love about this movie is that it's not overly too long. It runs a perfect length. The end of the film is just so fucking funny too. But anyways, that's enough about Touch of Death. Definitely check this out. I think this is still readily available. It's released by Shriek Show. So there is actually some pretty interesting special features on here. There's actually a commentary by Lucio Fulci, which I should watch this film with the commentary one time. I've never checked it out, but I think I'd be interested to hear that because I know Fulci doesn't do a lot of commentary, or didn't do a lot of commentary, so. But yeah, anyways, guys, Touch of Death, check it out. If you like Psychos in Love, you probably really dig this film, so. I don't know why I put those hand in hand, but maybe, like I said, the tone, so. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for week 35 here on the 88 series. I'll be back next week. Of course, I do not know what the review is, like I say every single week, and I will check you guys later. Peace out.